All right, let me just get myself sorted here. Hello, welcome. Let's see. There we are. Okay. It always takes me just a second to get myself sorted, which is why I come on for like 2 or 3 minutes early. So hello, if you're joining me. Okay, perfect. I love it, Jackie. Um, I'm competing with horses with you and Roberta, which I completely understand. You've got to get the horse riding, the horse medicine while it's there for you. So I love that. I'll catch you on the replay, Jackie. Thank you for just popping in and telling me. We've just got 2 minutes until it's exactly time to go, so I'm just going to get myself sorted and get my notes together. And I'll be going live in just 1 more minute. So if you're joining me live, say hello. If you're back for the replay, say hello so that I know who's here. And I'm also just watching as you pop on. All right. It's day 3 of the masterclass, day 3 of 4. It's a 4-day free masterclass on honoring your inner king. A glimpse inside of this 8-week program that I'm offering. It's my single focus is this soften journey, which is an 11-month journey that begins with the prerequisite to everything, the requirement, the first required step in this soften journey with me is the inner masculine work, because I feel so passionately about it. And so this 4-day masterclass is a way for you to come into the space and see, get a glimpse of it, a little taste of it before you commit. It's exactly now the time to start. I'm broadcasting just 1 hour later than the usual broadcast, and tomorrow's broadcast will be back to the normal schedule. But I had my open circle tonight, which I had to accommodate. So, okay, it's exactly time, and I'm going to just start now. I want to welcome you back. It's day 3. And the title of today's class is The or Your Inner Masculine. But first, before I begin, I want to ask you how you're feeling at the halfway point. Are you going slowly? Are you being discerning and collecting the things that give you a tingle or curiosity, and making a list and letting the things that don't resonate with you just drop away? Are you being gentle with yourself and minding your internal dialogue, to take careful notice of when you might be judging yourself or not accepting something that you feel inside of you, or something new that you've learned that you maybe don't like? Are you happy to be here? Do you feel safe and seen and guided? Um, so it's just a big fat welcome for day 3. Thank you. And thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. A friend asked me today what I mean by a masterclass when I told her that I was, preparing for day 3 of the masterclass. She said, "What do you? I've heard that word, and I know about masterclasses, but what do you mean when you say masterclass?" And she's a healer and a guide with her own heart-based business, and we often share our hearts and our work together. So I loved that she asked me this question, because I really thought a lot about what to call this offering. And I shared in the first video how, being a forever student, it kind of like doesn't make sense for me to call this a masterclass in the sense that you are going to master something. So I shared with her that my intention with this masterclass is to be generous with my heart and my wisdom, to allow new sisters to see me and feel me. And maybe even I'm noticing that it's like new sisters. By new sisters, I mean new to this work sisters, because some of you are joining me from other circles and coming newly into this space and into this wisdom and into this work and into this journey. And my hope is that after this 4-day masterclass, that each person who participates will have a beautiful little package of wisdom to guide you or to guide them on their journey, should you decide to take the journey alone. this is what I mean by masterclass. For me, this masterclass isn't about mastering anything. It's not possible to master this work. It's about giving you the package of what this work is about and being generous with each of these themes enough so that you could take what I'm sharing here in these 4 days and journey on your own if you're feeling called to journey on your own instead of in a circle or in a pack. So thank you for being here in this sacred space, and thank you for witnessing me in my very first ever masterclass. If you're here live, please put a little hello or an emoji. I'm going to check into the comments in a moment to see who's live here with me, so that I know that you're here with me live, which feels so yummy. If you are a replay sister coming back to watch the replay, and that seems to be a lot more of you, please put replay in the comments or some little indication. You can put a hello, I'm here watching you, just a little emoji. Either way, I want this to be as personal as possible and as interactive as possible. So anytime you have a comment about your own experience, or if I say something that gives you a tingle, or something that triggers you, or you have a question because something's not clear, please leave it in the comments below. And if I don't see it during the live through the Zoom and through this broadcast, because it's really tricky to keep my eye on my notes and make sure that everything is in order and also see who's here and what they're commenting, I promise that I will come back after I share this broadcast and respond to each message. And as we start to really get into the work, I'm noticing that the shares are coming in, and I really appreciate that. Hi, Sonia. So yeah, so I appreciate that you're coming back and that you're sharing and that you're asking questions. And if I miss a comment ever, just tag me again. Say, Pat, I don't think you saw this, because it's always my worst fear that I'm going to miss somebody's comment, because I really, really, really value making a personal connection with all the sisters that come into my space but with any comments or questions that come into the space about what I'm sharing. So, all right. I offered a giveaway. I'm doing a giveaway, and so I want to start by doing the drawing of the giveaway. Thank you for sharing that you're here. This is indeed a very personal and private journey, and perhaps you feel most safe and in integrity keeping it to yourself, and I certainly honor this with my whole heart. For those of you who feel inspired to help me share this work, widen our circle of sisterhood, refer sisters to me who you know might benefit from this work, I am so grateful to you for helping me with this very important task. So my intention, my overall intention this year, and which is why I'm doing this masterclass, is one of the first ways in which I'm hoping to move in the direction of this intention, is to serve as many women as possible with this heart work, because I feel like it is really, really powerful work for every woman to do in her own way. So for this reason, to thank you for helping me to share, if you feel inspired to share, I'm doing a drawing today and Friday. I thought I was only going to draw 3 names, but actually, since I only have 4 names in the jar, I wouldn't dare only pick 3 names and leave 1 name in the jar. So all 4 of the people that shared so generously between yesterday's class and this class today will be getting one of the prizes. And the prizes are, just to remind you, I'm going to just make sure that I'm holding this up, the black mantra tote. It's a beautiful black tote. The pink soften journal. I am softening with the mantra on the back. It's a beautiful hardbound and lined journal. And the traveling altar zipper pouch. It's a little pouch. You don't have to put altar things in it, but it's intended. I intended it to be a place for sacred things. So you can I take my altar everywhere I go, and so it's a nice little place to have an altar. These 4 people are my winners for today, and I just need for you, instead of assigning the thing, I'm going to ask you to send me a little message and let me know which one of those 3 prizes you want, and make sure that I have your address. I'm looking at this list, and I think I have everyone's address except for one person. So Heather, you are one of the prizes. Jackie, you are one of the prizes. Clarissa, you are one of the prizes. And Sonia, who's here, you are one of the prizes. So the four of you, thank you so much for your beautiful and generous shares about the masterclass. Let me know if you want the black tote, the pink journal, or the little traveling altar mantra bag. And that's that. And I'm going to do another drawing for Friday. So if you didn't get a chance to share and you want to share, this is how it goes. You just share in your own way something about this work, or that you're attending the masterclass, or you can repost something that I've posted on Instagram that touched you, or you can share a thought about this work or me, and you tag my Instagram account, Whole Healed Holy. And each time you post and tag, you're entered into the raffle. I put your name in this little recycled jar, and I'm going to draw 3 names on Friday for 3 prizes as a thank you. And that's how it goes. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to, on Friday when I do the shop with me, I'm going to do the drawing. So let's get to it. Thank you to the 4 of you for posting and sharing. I really appreciate it. Here's my outline for the class today. I'm going to review what I mean by, we're going to review masculine in terms of the chart that I gave you, the traits and some sources that we trust. We're just going to dive into the masculine again just to get a baseline. We're going to just quickly touch on the pieces that we gathered yesterday around the masculine collective that's within you. I'm going to ask you if you can feel this part of you. And then we're going to go inside. We're going to talk about this idea of as within, so without. We're going to discover your inner masculine, and we're going to talk about the word king. And then we're going to do an inventory, an assessment, a noticing of this part of you. And then we're going to end by coming into an honoring, which is a preview of tomorrow's Sacred Union class. And I'm going to leave you, as always, with 5 reflective questions to ponder, to journal about, to meditate on, to integrate. Okay, so that's my intention. That's my outline and my intention for this class for today. And I think that I will probably need the whole time. And I really appreciate that you're here with me. And Sonia, I think it's just you and me for now, which I love. And Jackie's off to ride her horses. And the rest of you, I think, will either pop in as we go or watch the replay. So thank you for being here with me. So what is masculine? Again, let's return to the baseline for inspiration and musing as we begin to descend into this part of us. Let's review some of the basic characteristics from various resources of what I mean by, or what we're thinking about the masculine in general, so that we can begin to determine, discern which ones apply to this part of us. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna gather the characteristics, the general characteristics from various sources that we trust, to compile an overall list of possible masculine traits. Okay, I'm looking to David Data first. According to David Data, the masculine is divine masculine, a king, a superior man. He is the riverbed. He is sturdy, predictable, rational, purpose driven, able to penetrate you and open you to God. He is a leader, trustworthy and honest. He is loyal and present. As I'm sharing each one of these attributes or descriptions or characteristics of the masculine from a general perspective and from the various sources that I'm sharing them from, see if you can really heighten your senses and feel what the words feel like or the sensations feel like, as either a remembering or as a feeling that comes into your nervous system as a resonance, or something that feels like no, I don't like that word, or that doesn't feel like that's resonates with me. Okay, so that was David Data, and David Data is one of my teachers, and really with regard to this work and how I teach this work and how I have received this work and how it's touched my life, David Data for me, and he's binary, some people either really resonate with him or they don't. David Data for me has been a beautiful teacher that I resonate greatly with. And this is one source, okay, that I trust. According to Alison Armstrong, the masculine is a hero. He is a provider. He lives and breathes to make you happy. He is hardworking and always doing things that make sense. He is single focused. He can save you if you ask him. He is in deep desire of you and intimacy with you all the time. That's according to Alison Armstrong. So sense into that and feel into that and see which parts of that description of the masculine resonates with you. According to the archetypes that we have, we know that there's a king, we know that there's a prince, we know that there's a lover, we know that there's a magician, we know that there's a warrior. These are like traditional, typical archetypes: the king, the prince, the lover, the magician, the warrior. These are all depictions of the masculine, and some of these might resonate with you. And we add in Disney for those of us who think the masculine is a Mufasa, like the Lion King, or Prince Charming. Each of these archetypes have characteristics of honor and pride and mischief and wizardry and charm and determination and strategy and loyalty and leadership. So here we are from our very simple, and we also have one last source from our very simple chart. The masculine is, and this is the chart of the black and white that I gave you in the polarity guide. From our very simple black and white chart, the masculine is the positive charge: yang, white, light, day, the sun, fire, heat, dryness, summer and spring, vibrant, obvious, direct, straight, hard, solid, active or activity, moving, energetic, fast, lively, back or backside, right side, external, exterior, open spaces, physical, logical, loud, and giving. Now, for the sake of today, we are mainly going to focus on the positive or the light aspects of the masculine. But there are also shadow masculine characteristics and aspects too, which each source above also illuminates and which we deepen into with this inner work in the 8-week course. I'm going to pause now because we're going to go in now. We're going to go in. I've given you, a list, a few sources, 4 or 5 sources that we trust, some general feeling about the resonance of this possible energy, that, how to call this or describe this or characterize this specific energy of the masculine within yourself. And now I want to just take a pause for a moment. I want to first check in to see who's here. Hi, Carrie. And I want to just pause for a moment because this is the place where we're going to transition from, we're having this conversation outside of us, and now we're going to go inward and we're going to just start to descend. And the first question that I have for you as we begin to do this descent into ourselves: are you in touch with this part of you? When I say this part of us or this part of you, does that feel resonant or foreign to you? How does the idea of having a masculine energy part of you feel? For some women, this part of their experience as a human in the human female body, it's a very, very, the masculine part of them is a very, very small part. And they relate mostly to feminine energy. For other women, they feel a very strong masculine energy in their feminine bodies and in their human experience, and this feels like a part of the whole, or it feels like a part of them, and they have a really strong sense of that, or at least they have a sense of that. So feel into this for yourself and meditate on this. Pat says, I may have an inner masculine part. What does this mean for me? Does this feel true for me? Can I feel this part of me to the point of getting to know it? Do I already know it? Don't take my word for it. I'm saying that all of us have an inner masculine to explore, but perhaps this isn't true for you. Perhaps this is such a small part of you, or maybe this doesn't resonate for you. It's really important for us to come into this feeling for ourselves, and and feel like we have a part that is in us that we want to know more about. And so that's why I'm asking you to just feel into it for yourself for a moment and not take my word for it. If you can feel it, what do you feel this part of you is made of? And now are you starting to see and feel how the collective masculine might be in there, how this influences this part of you? As I shared the characteristics, did some of them resonate so deeply that they felt true for you? Ah, yes, yes, Pat, there's a single focused, determined, and honest, rational, hardworking part of me. Yes, I know this and I feel this to be my truth. Good. This is really good, because we're beginning to go inward and we're beginning to descend into a part of ourselves that we maybe don't know too much about, or maybe that it's new, or maybe that it's been asleep. And I love this. I love this for each one of us. And I also love this for all of us, because this is really beautiful when anytime we set an intention to come inward and explore a part of ourselves. As Megan Watterson, a dear sister and teacher and friend, says, and she quotes C.S. Lewis in her book, farther up and further in. Most people think ascension means that you're going up, but actually it means that you're going in. So we're going to go in today. So we go in because we believe, we know, we trust the axiom, as within, so without. And we want to know more about ourselves. And this is the axiom that we live by in this work. We are constantly using it as a checks and balances for what we feel to be true and what is manifesting outside of us. And this is refreshing and power giving, even to know that we have a map to go inward when something outside of us shows up that we question. And when and that we feel is out of alignment. If something shows up that we question or we feel is out of alignment, that we don't like or that we wish hadn't happened, we can follow that thing like a flashlight into ourselves, and oftentimes into this part of ourselves, to learn why, to understand, to become aware, to wake things up. And we do this so that we can make an adjustment if we want to, so that we can respond from an aware and awake place. So let's talk about meeting your king, this inner masculine part of you. When I use the word king because when I say king, some of the most beautiful and best qualities come to mind. And so for me, this is the best way to articulate the masculine in a universal way, in the best light. Something to strive for, as David Data, his book inspires, The Way of the Superior Man. Striving to be a king feels good and holy and right and full of love to me. So I very deliberately use the word king in my work. And for me, a king of a man is a man that I want to respect, that I want to be in deep devotion to, that I want to be led by, that I trust. And so for me, my inner king, my inner masculine is a king. And because I define king in the way that I do, and I feel the way that I do about a king, this helps me to see and feel and act in certain ways with regard to this part of me. And we'll talk about this more in a moment, in a deeper detail for sure, in the 8-week offering. Not every woman resonates with the word king. So find your own word to name or describe this part of you. We in this work, when I've done this work in the past sessions, there have been Alfreds and Franks and Freds and divine masculines and inner masculines along with kings. So you have to find the right word for you. And if you feel inspired right now and the word is coming to you instantly, or you've done this work before and you've sat in a circle where you've told me what the name of your inner masculine is and you want to share it in the comments, then let's do that now. So, and if you're watching the replay and you have a moment to just notice like what's coming up for you, do you, as you're starting to develop a better awareness about this inner masculine part of you, what feels resonant in, like, what will you call this part of you? Will you call him a him? Will you call him a king? Will you say it's my inner masculine, my divine masculine? Will you give him a name like Fred or Alfred or Frank? Will you say my other half? Will you say my positive? What will you call this part of you? I think that's interesting. It's always been beautiful when we come to the part of this work where we all introduce our inner masculines to each other. It's been interesting to hear how sisters describe or name this energy, this part. So, this part of you that is associated with the masculine traits that I've shared that resonate with you, who is he? Who is he? Who is he? Who is he? This is the magic question. This is the $1,000,000 question. This is the question of this work. This is the lifelong question as you come into a better knowing, but a forever question as you enter into a deeper relationship with this part of you. It's like the most delicious relationship that you have ever had in your life, potentially. And for certain, the women that have already done this work with me, if you are watching the replay and you want to chime in about how delicious this relationship has been for you, to discover that you have this divine, masculine, holy magician, Fred, uh, sacred part of you, this king part of you, and exploring the relationship that you have. And we're going to talk about sacred union tomorrow. Has been so beautiful and delicious. It's been so beautiful and delicious. Just a glimpse of the magic that I'm talking about. How does your inner masculine hold you through your emotions? These are some questions that the women who've done this work with me can answer with a lot of beautiful detail and awareness. How does your inner masculine represent the man that you have a deep desire to be with? Do you feel safe with your inner masculine? When your inner masculine leads you, do you trust him and follow him? Is your inner masculine fully present for you? These are some beautiful questions that we ask and that we discover the answers to in this work. But really, I mean, think about how does your inner masculine represent the man that you have a deep desire to be with? Do you feel safe with your inner masculine? Are you allowing him to lead and do you trust him to lead you and follow you? Here's a very small example that one of my beautiful friends, Traver Boehm, gave in a circle once that was so powerful because of the simplicity of it, but really, really, really powerful. For example, let's say you have a meeting to prepare for work tomorrow. There's a part of you that is very single focused and very purpose driven and very rational and very disciplined. And that part of you knows that there's another part of you that needs special, like wants to wake up slowly, likes her jammies, wants to brush her teeth a certain way, has a certain face regimen, likes her oatmeal a certain way, likes to do a morning routine, and really needs a lot of extra time. So there's the part of you that's really disciplined sees that part of you and says to himself, I'm going to set the alarm for 6 o'clock. I'm going to set the alarm for 6 o'clock for this 8 o'clock meeting because I know that you need extra time because you're much better. You're going to be much better in that meeting at 8 o'clock when you've had extra time to go slow instead of being rushed. And so potentially this masculine part of you that's very structured and very disciplined and very focused decides in seeing you and holding you and knowing what's best for you, decides to set the alarm for 6 a.m. And so your alarm is set for 6 a.m. and the next morning comes and the 6 a.m. alarm goes off. And you push the snooze. Potentially, it's the feminine part of you that pushes the snooze. But when Traver Boehm tells this story, he says this like, if you're setting an alarm for a certain time and then pushing the snooze as the way to start the day, you're already starting with a lie, like you're out of integrity. That's how simple and how like he's a men's coach and he's beautiful. He's a beautiful, beautiful example of a king of a man, of a superior man, of this really beautiful divine masculine energy. Traver Boehm, if you're not following him on Instagram, I strongly suggest you follow him and tell him I sent you. He's so beautiful. So, and maybe the feminine part of you just doesn't want to get up, and maybe it's not that deliberate, but this is a beautiful way to illuminate the two parts of you and how they work together, and in a healthy partnership, in a healthy inner partnership with an absolute, absolute, absolute really heightened sense of awareness and a real care and intention to trust and follow and deepen in and cultivate this inner sacred union. What would happen, and there are a couple scenarios, right? The feminine would feel so held and seen, and she would know and trust that there's a masculine part of her that has set the alarm at 6 o'clock for a very good reason, and she trusts it, so she pops out of bed even though she can't stand it, because she's in absolute deep, deep, deep devotion and trust to this part of her that is leading her. And she trusts it so much that she gets out of bed at 6. And that means that she can take her shower and wash her face in 5 million different steps, and take a half an hour to decide on the lipstick that matches her perfect skirt, and do the morning routine that makes her feel better, and have the perfect breakfast that she knows is going to nourish her and prepare beautifully for her meeting, so that when she gets in the car to go to the meeting and shows up at the meeting, she feels fully, fully, fully present and supported and whole and integrated, and just like all this beautiful, yummy stuff. Another scenario is snooze, 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 snooze. Ah, no, I know it's good for me. I know there's a part of me that's saying, get up, you're going to regret it. You're going to be rushing. You're going to be stressed. It's going to be terrible. And you're just overriding that part of you because you think that you know better, or because you're being lazy, or because you're in your chaos, which is so beautiful, the feminine chaos. It's so beautiful. It's like a storm that just comes, and it's chaotic and emotional, and it's really glorious. But you're in that place and you're just like, I don't want to do it. And so you push the snooze, push the snooze, push the snooze until almost it's like 7:15. You've snoozed until 7:15. Your masculine is really angry with you. He's over there. He's just like, I told you, girl, you better get out of bed now. You're going to be rushed. You're going to be stressed. You're not going to be prepared. And that's when we see a little bit of the shadow masculine maybe come out, because he wasn't trusted and he doesn't like that. And maybe this is when the anger arises, or the shadow of the critic arises. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, because then you're really in much more chaos as your feminine as this plays out. And it's true, what ends up happening is that you skip your morning routine. You're not wearing the right lipstick. Your oatmeal didn't happen. You had cornflakes instead. You didn't prepare well, and so you have to rush. You're running late. Your shoes are mix matched, and I mean, I'm being melodramatic, but you get the idea. And you arrive at the meeting and you don't feel full, and you don't feel whole, and you don't feel fully held and supported, and it's a little bit of a mess. And also you feel a little bit out of integrity, because there was a part of you that knew that getting up at 6 would be in service to you. So this is just one very simple but quick illumination of how these two parts can maybe be an inner dialogue, or work together, or see each other and serve each other and dance with each other and be in union with each other, or at odds with each other. And this is the magic of what it is that we get to when we descend into this part of us. This is the magic of what we get to. And it's really beautiful. And Carrie, I know this is resonating with you, because I know we've talked many, many, many times about the conversation that you have with your king, and about how your king takes care of you beautifully, and about how sometimes following his lead is easy, and sometimes following his lead is not easy. And so this is it. And why is this important? Because as within, so without. And so if you're in scenario number 1 and you're in a beautiful relationship where now, because you've had that beautiful sacred union, and you have this inner masculine that you can trust to lead you, and he is leading you, and you feel devoted to him and in service to him, and in service to him in not a way in which should feel icky, but in service to him as in, you know that you're each in service to the other for your highest purpose. Like, that's what sacred union feels like. It's not about control. It's not about losing freedom. Those are shadows. It's like in service to each other's highest purpose. That's where we're going. The other scenario is maybe you're not in service to this masculine. You don't trust this masculine part of you. This masculine part of you then is critical of you, is second guesses you, disrespects you. And so then you don't respect or trust the masculine of you. And if you think that you can be in that kind of relationship with the inner masculine part of you, and manifest outside of you in a mortal masculine something that it's a higher frequency than that, it's just not what science tells us. It's not the natural law or way that energy works. And so this is a really beautiful and magical journey that we wander on. It's really beautiful, because as within, so without. It's everything. And so you can just, like the little scenario that I just shared with you about the alarm clock, can be a little gauge for you. And if that resonates, hi Layla, I'm so happy that you're here. And maybe it's resonating with you too, Layla, because I know, and when we did this work together, like I know you have a strong sense of your masculine, and your masculine serves you well. And for goodness sakes, Layla, you're masculine, and I don't know what time he has you getting out of bed to make sure that you do all the, you get up at a really, you're an early bird. So, and you're also following him as he's choreographing your day with all that you're doing. And it's beautiful how much you respect him. And I've watched you, I've witnessed you in this journey of not trusting him and coming into a place of really trusting this part of you to guide you and be discerning. And it's been beautiful to witness. So I want to move now to this section around taking inventory and assessment and noticing and witnessing this part of you. This is kind of where we stop and spend a lot of time with the work, because we go really carefully and really slowly, and I walk and sit and witness you as you do this. You witness this part of you from above, but within. So you're witnessing him fully. Who is this part of you? And I'm calling him a him just for the sake of clarity. Him and her, or masculine and feminine, or plus and minus, or alpha and omega if you watched the Guru Jagat interview. Who is he? What characteristics make up this energy for you? What does he provide? What does he do? This is the question. This is the takeaway from today. This is the meat of today's class and of this work in the bigger offering. We spend a lot of time taking inventory, assessing this part of you, noticing, witnessing, taking notes, just like really watching him. Why did that part of me just do that? Or, for example, my masculine likes to be on time. Today I was meeting this friend of mine that I just told you about, this healer friend of mine, and she was late, and she's always late. And the masculine part of me just cannot stand that. The feminine part of me is just like, just go with the flow. Like, we're in Paris, nobody's on time. Like, you're too rigid. And the masculine part of me is like, no, but I like to be on time. And this is a really beautiful thing that I love. I like to be on time. I think it's a really beautiful way to respect people. And so that's important for me. But what I heard was this dialogue between the two of them of like, how do we feel about this thing together? And I think that's kind of where we end up going. It's like the masculine part of me was like, this is just disrespectful and irresponsible, and I'm mad. And the feminine part of me was like, yes, but she's a go with the flow, beautiful, and you're going to be so happy when you get there, and it's all going to be okay. And in the grand scheme of things, you're just in a human life, but get in a spirit moment. I mean, they have a whole conversation, and then by the time that we land there, I hope I'm in a good place. So, what characteristics make up this energy for you? What does he provide for you? What does he do? What does it feel like? What does this energy feel like? What exact things? Loyalty, being on time, discipline, single focus. Like, you can go through the resources and the list, and we do this together, and we look at a lot of resources. I give you a reading list, a listening list, a watching list, lots of outside resources to consider. But we keep it simple at first. We keep it very simple at first when we answer this question, who is he? My inner king is hardworking. My inner king, or my inner masculine, is honest. My inner masculine is on purpose. My inner masculine is loyal. So we start very simple at first, like, what specific things can you name for sure are your truth about this part of you? And then this gradually moves to, my inner masculine provides abundance for me in my life. My inner masculine helps me when I get stuck. I trust my inner masculine to hold me through hard times. My inner masculine is a man I'm proud of. So see how we're shifting from something simple to something that feels a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper, a little bit more personal, a little bit more like a relationship. This moves very slowly and very carefully to, I trust my inner masculine to lead me. I'm in devotion to my inner masculine. My inner masculine protects me. I love my inner masculine. this is a beautiful next place to be where there's like devotion. It feels like a real union, a dance, some really beautiful. Yeah, I use devotion because I think that's the word for me, that I'm in devotion to this part of me. I'm grateful for the things that he provides, and I'm grateful for his leadership, and I'm grateful for the ways in which he is disciplined and hard with me, but also sees me and knows me better than I know myself, if that's possible. Again, for the purpose of this masterclass, I'm guiding you into a very simple understanding of the surface layer of some of the positive aspects of this part of you. We have the shadow masculine to explore too, and we certainly do that in the smaller group with the king work. Things like my inner masculine is angry, or my inner masculine has a temper, or my inner masculine is incredibly critical, or my inner masculine is a workaholic. These are shadows that may exist too, and they're important to uncover and to sit with and navigate in this work too. Very important. Oftentimes, these are the things that need to be reckoned with or renegotiated or navigated in whatever way, using a whole toolbox full of things in order for us to just kind of um, attune to a different energy that wants to show up outside of us. We touch on this as a possible outcome to witnessing. We touched on this as a possible outcome to witnessing your mother's relationship to the masculine, if this applies, or how the story of your father has left an imprint of a critical man inside of you. And so this shadow is also there. You know, if you have the mother stuff that's influencing it, or the father stuff that's influencing it, this can cause a shadow, and this is also there. And part of you manifests this energy in mortal men to resolve it over and over and over again. That's my story. You know, I had this critical masculine energy within me. I still do. It's probably from my father. And there was a time in my life when I would manifest that critical man over and over and over again to try to resolve it in the mortal world. And this is just what we do as humans with this journey of healing. And this is for sure part of the journey that we discover the shadow parts. So now I want to move. Well, I'm going to just take a deep breath here and take a sip of tea and just see how everybody's doing and see if you have questions. Thank you for joining me live. If you're here watching the replay, let me know how you're doing, even if I can't check in on you in real time. This hour goes so fast. I have so much to tell you. I want to come into a place of honoring now, for the sake of today, and for us to get to a place of honoring together with this really limited time that we have this week. Because this is really the work. This is what the work is all about. It's our ultimate goal. Okay. And I want to just say, whoa, for a second. Like, let me just check in with you. Because the next two questions that I have for you are going to be everything. And depending on your answer to the next two questions, this work is either for you or not. And I said this work is not for everyone right away, like at the very first class. The first question is, very simply but very profoundly, do you have a deep desire to honor the masculine? Do you have a deep desire to honor the masculine? And the second question is, do you have a deep desire to be in a healthy relationship with the masculine? And I'm being purposefully ambiguous here, because I mean, do you have a deep desire to honor the masculine? And some of you might say within. And maybe certainly, I think if I were saying this in our sacred space and in our sacred circle, as I was journeying along with you, I would say within first, absolutely. You must say yes to this question in order to want to do this journey. Yes, I have a deep desire to honor the masculine. I mean, if we say within, yes, Pat, I have a deep desire to honor the masculine within me. I want to be an honoring of all the parts of my inner landscape. Or, oh my goodness, now that you put it that way, no, I don't. I can't. I'm too angry. I've got this violence that's happened, or this trauma that still lives in my body that I haven't really sat with. I have too many situations where I just can't trust the masculine, and I just can't even. I don't have an. I can't even imagine being in. I don't have a desire to honor the masculine. Um, I'm guessing that most of us have a desire to be in a healthy relationship with the masculine, and the masculine in women, the masculine in ourselves, the masculine in men. To have a healthy relationship with the masculine is something that I'm guessing we can all say yes to. Okay, but to honor is very different. It's a hard one. It's a hard one for some of us. For some of us, we have a lot of reasons not to want to honor the masculine, or we have a lot of reasons not to be in deep desiring of honoring the masculine. However, you fit on the spectrum of whether you have a desire to honor the masculine or not is going to dictate how this journey goes for you. For those of you that have a deep desire to honor the masculine, this is going to be yummy and delicious for you, because first you're going to come into a place where you're deeply honoring this incredibly magnificent part of you that maybe was awake or asleep or disregarded or underappreciated for a really long time. And you're going to come into this new sacred inner union that you didn't even know could possibly happen, and it's going to feel so magically delicious that you're not going to know what to do. And some of you might be on the other end of the spectrum where you have absolutely zero interest in honoring the masculine. And then it's going to be difficult for you if you choose to stay here. And maybe the answer will be, oh no, this work's not for me. That's a true gauge, okay? Something about this work, though, brought you here. And you mentioned, some of you mentioned, and some of you journaled about, and some of you are telling me in private DMs why you came here into this space, or what it is about this work that's giving you a tingle. But something about this work brought you here. Something about this resonates with you. Something about what I'm sharing feels like a remembering. It feels like something that's true for you. It feels like something that you've known all along. And that's beautiful. Do you have a desire to honor the masculine? Do you have a desire to be in a healthy relationship with the masculine? Because if you do, this is a two-part, one part. See what I did there? Like this is a two-part, one part, because it's one part of you. Question. It's the masculine within you and the masculine without or outside of you that we're talking about here. The honoring of the masculine within you and outside of you. The desire of being in a healthy relationship with the masculine in you and outside of you. And for those of you who are just like, whoa, I need to push pause on the replay, and those of you watching me live who are looking for the pause button, like, I just need a moment here. Like, I just need a moment here, because I don't even know who this part of me is. I've been flying blind all this time. Like, these men are showing up outside of me, and I'm thinking that they're good. And those of you like Sonia, in a beautiful, I mean, as I witness through what she shares with me, her relationship with her man, it's so beautiful. Those of you in healthy, beautiful relationships with your men, who are just now tapping into this idea of coming into relationship with this inner union of you, imagine how much better it can get. Imagine, if you possibly could, imagine how much deeper, how much more intimate, how much more holy, how much more sacred, how much more fill in the blank it could be when you come into a more sacred inner union and devotion and honoring with this inner masculine part of you. And that sort of starts to attune in a different way to the masculine that you're in partnership with now that feels healthy. It's remarkable. So this applies if you're single, this applies if you're in a beautiful partnership, this applies if you're in a relationship that could use some work. It applies even just if you're just applying it to yourself. It's beautiful. Okay. And right now, I can tell you with all that I am and all that I know, the amount of honoring that you're doing to and with your own inner masculine is in direct relation to the masculine that is showing up outside of you in all ways, and likely to how you show up to and with the masculine outside of you in all ways. So I'm going to say that again. The amount of honoring that you are doing to and with your own inner masculine is in direct relation to the masculine that is showing up outside of you in all ways. Masculine women, masculine men, you, them, everything. And likely to how you show up to them outside of you in all ways. It's really beautiful how this works. It's not an exact science, but it's really beautiful how this works. So let me see if I can give you just a quick snapshot. If you don't trust men, you have a strong default armor up masculine to protect you in the world. You might find yourself surrounded by weak men because strong men won't compete with your masculine, and there's only room for one king in each kingdom. So they leave. They're like, I can't compete with you. You can do it all, you have it all, and you don't need me. Or you're alone because no outer masculine is good enough. Because you're smarter, you're more successful, you can do things faster and better and more easily than relying on an outer masculine. So you often feel alone and tired, and you have trouble asking for help or receiving help or getting help. And your masculine is essentially overworked and underpaid. Oh, and then there's also this very little intimacy. There's like this other thing about intimacy. There's very little intimacy in your relationships that you do have, because it's likely that it's very incredibly, like, this part of you is very incredibly over functioning and wildly successful. Masculine is leading you and depolarizing the relationship with the masculine energy that's protecting you. Like, that's just a little glimpse of how this can show up. And I'm speaking from experience. And this is a big ouchie. Um, this snapshot might trigger all of us. Like, that might be a big trigger for you, what I just shared. It's like the story of my life. You don't trust men. You have a strong, defaulted, armored up masculine to protect you in the world. You find yourself surrounded by weak men. You're like, what am I doing with these men? Because they don't do a good job. They're not leading me. They won't make decisions. And it's because you're doing it all so much better. And the intimacy is a little bit strange in your relationship. And I don't mean strange in a good or bad way. Like, let's just check in with judgment here. I mean, depolarized. And this is an ouchie, and it might trigger all of us. Like, let it in. When it triggers you, let it in. Let it trigger you. Let it be the medicine that guides you deeper in. This is the work of the inner masculine. This is the work of my invitation. This is the work of my life, because I was that girl. And the story that I told was, like, I can remember when I was in my 20s and 30s saying this, these men, every relationship that I'm in, I have to dim my light because I'm just too much this, like, not too much, but too successful and too confident and too all these things, that the men are just like, they're intimidated by me. That was my story. They're so intimidated by me that I have to dim myself. I have to get smaller in order to be with them. And then I'm out of integrity. Like, I didn't have that word then, but that's not really what was happening at all. I had some shadow masculine to attend to, and I also was not in partnership within. I was doing zero honoring of my own self and of this own part of me. And so there was very little opportunity for me to even see the ways in which I could honor this outside of me. And this is really powerful. Where am I now? I'm in a sacred union. And we'll get to that. We'll get to more of that tomorrow. I'm going to tell you all about it. Because the king does show up outside of you as a direct reflection of the inner king of you. I'm living proof in the results of this work. And I'm just one example of living proof that it is all around you. I think this is the place that I want to stop and leave things for today. And I've got just enough time to share the questions that I want to leave you with. And I hope something is tingling you from head to toes right now. And I hope to goodness that you'll stay with the tingle and follow the tingle and trust the tingle and say yes to the tingle as you stay courageously with it, because it ain't easy discovering a new part of you. And I just want to thank you for that. I want to thank you if you do say yes, and I want to thank you for being here. If you don't say yes, I just want to thank you. And I want to leave you with today's reflection questions for journaling, meditating on, and or integrating. And remember, after each live broadcast, I'm putting these questions in a file in the guide for each of these classes. Okay, so a sister sent me a message earlier today saying I'm overwhelmed with my life right now and I can't watch this. I can't be live with you, which crushes me, and I can't watch these until I like have specific time. This is going to be here all year, this masterclass. It's going to be here all year with these guides and this information for you to come back to and back to and back to. Those of you that are here live with me that are returning to it, Carrie and Layla, I love that you're here because you're still curious and you're forever curious and constantly wanting to be in the space, and I love that. And those of you that are new to the work that choose to journey alone, you will have this information. And those of you that choose to join me in February, you'll have even more information because you'll have me. So I want to leave you with the 5 questions for today. Number 1, what are the masculine traits that you associate with the most or feel the most tingle about? Consider the sources and diagrams shared here in this class, or find your own and make a general list to inspire and muse you about this part of you. Number 2, what does the masculine part of you feel like? When you feel this part based on the words on your list that give you a tingle, what do you feel? Be as detailed as you can. Do you have a sense of this part's presence? Can you feel his presence? And this is a beautiful question to revisit, Layla and Carrie, as you come back to the work. Can you feel your king's presence? What does it feel like to have him there? Like, does it have you felt a sense of the difference of the presence as you deepen in? And as Layla is working on calling in her beloved, then the question becomes like, can you feel what it feels like to have the king that you really have a deep desire for? Like, can you put that into words? What does it feel like to feel his presence? We start within, and then it hopefully we hope that it shows up outside. So if you're in deep desire or you're yearning or calling in your next beloved, this is beautiful because you can go into yourself and say, do I feel that? How do I create that feeling within myself first? Do I feel him? How can I, like, how does he feel? Number 3, describe your inner masculine in as much detail as you can now that I've invited you into this part of you and I've given you some tools to define him. Be as specific as you can about the traits, the characteristics, the feelings, the experiences that define him. And what do you want to call this part of you? Like, what name resonates with you the most? Is this part of you divine masculine or king? Jack? Like, what do you want to call him? Number 4, do you have a desire to honor the masculine in general? Why or why not? Do you have a desire to be in a healthy relationship with the masculine? Why or why not? And the last question is the same question every single class, because I care about you and I really want you to go slowly and I want you to really tune in to doing some aftercare after each one of these, because this is a lot and I'm like being really generous and sharing a lot in these, and this is it's like really tender work. So number 5, how are you feeling after this information? Are there things that feel sticky or tingly? Do you feel triggered about anything that needs your attention? Are you staying curious and open? Did judgment sneak in anywhere? Are you in radical acceptance of all of the masculine part of you? Is there anything that needs to, like, some gentle holding or some extra love or some forgiveness, or anything? So the last question is always going to be about your aftercare. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are well on our way now. We have just one more day tomorrow officially to dive into this idea of sacred union together, which is the last of the 4 themes of this work. And then don't miss Friday's bonus live broadcast, because I'm going to be sharing a special shop with me live broadcast and answering any questions that I've seen come up in the comments. So if you have any questions or you need a resource or you want feedback about something, make sure that you're leaving it in the comments here so that I can address these in the Friday bonus live stream. And then I want to congratulate the winners of the raffle today. All 4 of you. Don't forget to share. The 4 of you that I picked today: Sonia, Heather, Jackie, and Clarissa. I think I said all of you. Yeah, the four of you, tell me which thing you want. Do you want the traveling altar zip? Do you want the I am softening journal? Or do you want the mantra tote? You get to tell me which one of those things you want, and I will zip it in the mail to you. I'm doing another random raffle drawing on Friday. And all you have to do is share something about this class, something about my work, something about this journey, if you've been on the journey with me that has touched you, and tag Whole Healed Holy. And each time you do that, you get entered into the raffle for one of these free prizes or thank yous. It's my way of thanking you for helping me to share and widen the circle. I love you, is the last thing I want to say. Be gentle with yourself. If you're already feeling yourself dropping into a place of honoring, I love this and I honor you. If you are going slowly and carefully, I love this and I honor you. If this work doesn't feel like it's for you after today, I honor you. If you feel a big yes to deeper work, to sitting in intimate circle with me and letting me guide you, beginning in just a few weeks in February for the next session of honoring your inner king, I love you and I honor you. And I want you to reach out to me by DM or email and let me know so that I can hold the spot for you. Okay? That's all I have to say and share. I'm exactly at almost 1 hour, so these have gone so fast. I love you so much. Thank you for those of you have been here live with me. A big circle with Layla and Carrie, so we're doing double duty. It really means a lot to me that two of you are here after our open circle, and masterclass number 3. And I'm tongue tied, and I'm gonna go have some time, some quality time with my beloved to celebrate the end of this third day. Please join me tomorrow at 6. It's 6 p.m. Paris time, whatever that is. I think it's yeah, I think it's 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, but whatever, it's in the invitation. I've invited all of you, and I hope that you'll join me live. And those of you that are here watching the replay, I love that because you're zooming me into your private space and a time that works for you, and you can go slowly by pushing stop and writing things down and commenting, and I love that. So let me know that you are here to watch the replay. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I will see you again tomorrow, and or on the gram when you share. Thank you so much. All right. I love you. I'll see you soon. Ciao.